Yeah, I don't know how well I shave because I'm not really. It's not
Yeah,
a thing
I
I've
couldn't
done
reach.
in a while.
Do you know? I didn't realize just how much hair I had accumulated. It's really cold, people. It's cold. Eden's house is this cold.
Have you ever been waxed
No.
before?
Yes, I have.
I haven't. So this is.
I did it. I
This
did
is,
it a while
this is
ago.
uncharted
I
territory.
did a
did?
Brazilian. Yeah, when I was like, I don't know, early 20s or something.
Oh shit.
And then I discovered that with follicles as thick as mine, it's not really like a sustainable.
Yeah.
Because you just get scabs.
Ooh,
So yeah, I
that
got like
sounds bad.
scabby follicles.
And then-
But it's so funny how we do have like a weirdness around our vaginas actually, you know? Like, I mean, I never grew up with the idea that my vagina could be beautiful. I never grew up with the idea that it was attractive in any way, you know? Like, it was always something that you had to like hide
Yeah.
underneath stuff
Definitely.
and shave to make it look more appealing or be more
I
appealing.
think even the fact of like calling your vagina is a problem. Like a lot of people can't even say vagina.
Yeah.
I think that in
Yeah.
itself is interesting as well.
Yeah.
That they can't even say.
The
They go like down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My down there.
Or like you know, and they have all these cutesy names for it. When actually it's like
I've never heard the cutesy names. I've only heard Punani from Ali G.
Oh yeah.
Nani, that's true.
It's strange because like you'd watch porn and then I'm like that doesn't look.
I
like
never
mine.
had vaginoplasty. Seriously?
Yeah.
Because it's not real. It's not how you really look.
No.
Yeah, and this
But
is.
that's in that industry. I think it's relatively normal because they're kind of promoting this certain aesthetic, right? And if the women don't look like that, then they don't get work.
It's a fantasy ideal that they have to fulfill in order to sustain their career in this industry.
I didn't know this.
Google
was
is your friend.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Why do porn videos have women's vaginas that look so
perfect.
Yeah.
And I feel like it sets you up for I think for like anyone, like it sets them up to have unrealistic ideals of what their vagina should look like or what someone else's vagina or their partner's vagina should look like. So I
Yeah.
just feel like
Vagina shaming.
And like you think it's like important for like a woman to feel beautiful and like you think that has an effect on society.
oh completely.
Yeah.
Because like I mean the whole reason why like the beauty ideal is created in a way that we cannot achieve it is so that you create insecurity and dissatisfaction and fear in women so that they are not happy with themselves and therefore not happy with each other, and then there's all this competition and self and mutual policing. And so when you keep women separate, like the patriarchy can
Breathe, Deborah.
what's happening?
No, nothing. I just
Oh, right.
haven't
The patriarchy can stay in power.
actually.
So that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, sorry to get all like conspiracy theorists about it, right?
But it's
like,
true.
I've thought about it. Well, how in so much of our society we are taught to focus on this inconsequential shit,
Yeah.
and sometimes it feels as though we are being made like puppets to like care about these things that don't really matter, so that we can never evolve past that and push against the system that is keeping us down.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
what I
precisely
think.
that, but it's exactly that. It's exactly because by making you focus on petty things that actually can never be resolved.
Like what?
Like
What?
beauty ideals
Yeah.
that are not real, that were created and false and actually don't actually exist in real life.
Whoa, it feels like you're sealing it shut.
Right?
That's the point.
I have stripped naked in front of women in the gym, but it doesn't count because they were just like awkwardly looking at me strip and then like trying to avoid eye contact. And then I remember like one girl was like, oh, she must be foreign.
It's not from China one.
Just not local.
I think tackling it at the level of action, or like the action that people are kind of putting out or what they're doing is not really the best way, because it comes from a deeper level, right? Like the insecurity or the false beliefs that kind of lead to those behaviors. they are at a level that we don't see. And so unless we are like encouraging people to deal with those false beliefs and ask those questions about like, why is it that I'm doing this in the first place, you know, because a lot of them are automatic processes. Like we compare ourselves to a woman who walks on the train, or like we buy a dress because it will show what our legs look like and we think that's our best asset. We're constantly commodifying ourselves because we've been taught that that's something that we have to do. So I think it starts with asking the questions to ourselves, like, who am I trying to get approval from? You know, why do I need this approval in the first place? Like, is this approval, like this search for approval, is it leading to my happiness?
Or is it a never-ending downward spiral?
Yeah. Because as women, we're like often told like it matters so much what we look like, and we're not so much told it matters what we do. And so maybe if the focus was like, well, you're beautiful because you're a fucking awesome person.
So that's your vagina.
Cool!
Don't show the camera.
Oh, why?
I mean, like, you can if you want to. So it's all up
Wow! It looks like a volcano. How powerful is that?
Oh.
to you. That was like a really like.
Why do you sound so disappointed? Love your vagina.